The following webinar is to go through specifically how Dynamics GP can fit in with those of you within the financial services sector. I'll be giving an overview of specific things around company structure, chart of accounts, and reporting in several currencies. If you have any questions following this webinar, please contact matt.fleming@advantage.co.uk. So I will dip into GP. Firstly, from a structure perspective from Dynamics GP, you can have a multitude of companies, each having their own specific areas of business and trading and requirements for reporting. But in addition, you can very, very easily create consolidated reporting to get a wider view of your company's financial situation. This reporting can be done in a number of ways using Business Analyzer, which can give you visibility over specific desired reports that you are key to view. In addition to this, you have a number of Excel reports, which again are on a company by company basis, which come as standard out of the box with Dynamics GP. Excuse me. With regard to the structure of Dynamics itself, it's very, very simple to navigate. It has a very much Outlook look and feel to it, and it is a role-based product. From that point of view, is any user who logs into the system can have restrictions made down to what they do on a day-to-day basis, whether it be specific reports they run or tasks. This can all be tailored, whether it be creating links to specific windows, whether it be reports, or whether it be reminders that those specific people need to be able to do. All these can be tailored down to the user or role and also down to the company. From a structure perspective, GP can have a maximum of 66 characters and 10 segments within your chart of accounts. Now, from a financial services perspective, that could potentially be anything from a fund to a location to a trading desk, so on and so forth. Each of these is completely tailorable to whatever you need. So whether it be numerical or alphanumeric, that's very, very simple. In addition to this, you can set up, and it is advisable to set up, a uniform chart of accounts from a nominal perspective, whichever segment of your chart of accounts that may be, to allow ease of consolidated reporting across companies. Should you wish to have a relatively small chart of accounts and only add analysis on as and when you so require, this can be simply done through the use of analysis codes. The Analytical Accounting module will allow you to have a relatively small chart of accounts and then add flags called dimensions for whatever you so desire. I have costs, locations, projects, so on and so forth, but you can tailor these to be absolutely anything you like. And associated with a dimension, you then have associated codes, which again are limitless. You can have as many of these as you like set up to fit in with your particular organization. The benefit of using analysis codes, it enables you to have a relatively small chart of accounts and then add analysis on only when it is required from a transaction perspective. In addition to this, you can report on any dimension, in addition to being able to report against any segment within your chart of accounts, any category, so categories will be grouped together into fund type, income, expenditure, location, anything you like. And in addition to this, you also have further user-defined fields which can be very, very simply used for reporting. All of these reports, as I said, can be used within the Business Analyzer. the Excel reports, and also the Management Reporter tool, which I will show you in a short while. From a financial period perspective, you can have up to 367 financial periods per company per year, and it is important to be able to set these up so they are uniform across countries. One of the key things within GP is when you are actually setting up each company, you can identify a master company so that any new account codes that are set up within this particular company are automatically replicated down to the subsidiary companies underneath to enable ease of use for reporting. From a financial perspective, should you wish to be able to report in multiple currencies, that's very, very simple. Within each system, you have a functional currency, and all that basically means is that it will enable you to automatically have any currency transaction put through converted to this particular currency. This is done via an exchange rate, and each exchange rate is maintained either automatically via an upload or manually by users on a currency by currency basis. In addition to this, if you need to be able to report in multiple currencies, any transaction that goes through in a functional currency will automatically be converted for reporting purposes to whichever the selected currency is, dependent on the exchange rate that you assign. Again, you can have multiple exchange rate tables to allow for different rates of reporting for your balance sheet, your profit and loss, your budgets, and any historical data. From a reporting perspective, this is very, very easily transported through to the reporting, where you can then report in any currency that you have set up in the system. These reports are very, very simply created and can be drilled down, exported to Excel, and shared with anyone within your organization, as you have an unlimited amount of viewers available. From a simplistic reporting perspective, you would potentially want, from a financial services point of view, to be able to report on specific things for a fund, desk, location, so on and so forth. And inquiring on transactions is very, very simple within the system. Should I wish to be able to have a look at all my transactions that have gone through between a particular date range, I can very, very simply use the SmartList tool, which enables me to add my own information. So if I'd like to add in my cost center segment, my nominal segment, and also any originating information, it's very, very simply done. I can then narrow down the search to only show those transactions which are between beginning of year and the end of my previous year. That will very, very simply produce a report for me, which I can then pop into Excel and manipulate however I so desire. Very, very simple to do. This is just then an Excel spreadsheet. Should you actually want to go the other way and import information from Excel directly into GP, you can very, very simply paste directly from an Excel spreadsheet into a transaction window. So if you have the same transactions over and over, it's very, very easy to actually go through and just copy and paste from Excel. A lot of organizations nowadays like to keep backup documentation within Excel, and this prevents over input of information through the system. That's a very, very quick overview of how Dynamics GP can fit into the financial services industry. As said before, if you have any further questions, please contact matt.fleming@advantage.co.uk. I thank you for your time.